Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and today we're going to be playing my favorite deck, which is going to be Mortarbait. And honestly, guys, Mortarbait is so strong right now, and I'm so happy about that. I'm currently in the top 600 using Mortarbait, which is crazy, and I'm going to be running Cannoneer. I'm doing that just because, you know, I struggle against Beatdown, and I do like to play Cannoneer for that reason. But if you guys are looking for a tower to play, either play Princess Tower or Cannoneer. Just kind of swap it based on whether you struggle with Beatdown or whether you struggle with, you know, just nothing specific. But if it's specifically Beatdown like Goblin Giant or Golem even, then I would run Cannoneer. This guy's playing Lumberloon, which I haven't seen very much this meta. Definitely a scary deck to play against, so hopefully we can get this win. Now also, guys, I do apologize. I am a little bit sick. You know, I think an E-Golem player maybe gave me his E-Golem sickness or something. I don't know what happened, but I do have a bit of a cold, so I apologize for that. But we're going to get some really good damage off the start here. He's going to play the Wizard, which is kind of interesting. Now, in this video, I think I'm going to include a couple replays as well to kind of go over, you know, how I won certain... What is this deck? Oh, I know exactly what deck this is. This deck is annoying. Okay, let's get the Knight here, and then let's get the Goblin gang down. Hopefully to get the Wizard down. Boom. Okay, we're going to defend that pretty well. He's giving us a good luck though. I don't know what he's giving us a good luck for. Maybe he's got something scary planned for us. Let's go ahead and play the Spear Goblins here. If he plays the Balloon, we can literally just pull it with the Mortar. I'm going to let that Lumberjack get a bit of damage. I could log it, but I kind of need to save my elixir. That was a ton of damage. Maybe I should have logged it. Honestly, I probably should have. But that's okay. Now, guys, also, if you aren't subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe ASAP, because I'm going to be posting a video that goes over exactly how to play Mortarbait. And it's not just going to be mortar placements. It's going to be every single little trick I have with Mortarbait, every single push I play. So it's going to be incredibly comprehensive, and it's going to go over everything. And I'm going to make it into a bit of a series. So I'm going to do a video like that as well for, you know, classic Mortar. I'm going to do it for Mortar Graveyard. I'm going to do it for the whole spiel and really try to help you guys get better at playing Mortarbait and, you know, every other Mortar deck there is. It's going to be a bit of a series, so make sure you guys subscribe for that. Now let's go ahead and log the Evil Wizard. Interesting Tornado by him. I'm waiting for the Zap. There it is. And then let's go ahead. Let's pull the Balloon. Hopefully the P.E.K.K.A. doesn't get it down too quick. Boom. Balloon is going to go down as well. And then at this point, we definitely can just Poison Cycle this guy, which is good. Let's go ahead and play the Knight here. I am going to Poison here to get the Skeleton Dragons as well. And then we just have to be careful of like a big Lumberloon push. But other than that, I think we win. He's spamming good luck. I wonder if he gave up or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and log. Let's get some Spear Goblins here. And then why don't we get another Skeleton Barrel just to be safe. And then, okay, he's going to Tornado. I'm going to go ahead and Poison here because he's not going to get a Balloon on tower in time. Then we can just play the Knight right here. And let's give him a good game, let's give him a good luck, and then let's go right on into the next one. Alright, you guys, next matchup, it's looking like we're up against Hog Cycle. He has E-Spirit and he has Musketeer. He's probably going to go for a Hog Rider here. So let's go ahead, let's play the Goblin Gang, and then why don't we log just to interrupt that Hog Rider. He is going to get 2 hits, I think. Okay, good, he only got 1. Let's go ahead and cycle a Skeleton Barrel here. And early against Hog Cycle, one of the best things that you can do is try to get chip damage using your Spear Goblins, especially on the opposite lane. It's just very important to get some chip damage, especially early on when their guard is not up as high. So, you know, that is something important. And then that was a crazy voice crack. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's okay. Let's go ahead. Let's just chill for a second. And I'm going to Mortar right here. And then he's probably going to try to kite it and then play a Musketeer. So there's the kite, and then let's go ahead and get the Knight in case he plays the Musketeer. No Musketeer, that's interesting. I'm going to play the Skeleton Barrel because I want him to use his log so that I can use my Goblin Gang to defend. He's going to use the Cannon instead, which was very smart. I definitely know that there's a Hog Rider coming on this side. So let's go ahead and LP here, and then let's get some Spear Goblins as well, just to be safe, and try to get that Musketeer down so he can't use it with a Hog Rider. And we are back to our Mortar, so now we have a way to pull the Hog. So we can just go ahead and do this. He used the log, so let's go ahead and Goblin Gang as well. And then he played the Evil Ice Spirit in the wrong lane. Ooh, he does get a King Tower activation off of our Evil Mortar, though. That was very smart. Let's see if that cannon could go down so we can get a shot on tower. That's perfect. So we're going to get at least 1 shot, and the tower is being tanked by the Skeleton Barrel. And then why don't we go ahead and log these just to be safe, and then we'll kind of wait and see. If he goes for another Hog, we should be able to take it out with our Spear Goblins and the Mortar. I think I'm going to start my Little Prince in the back. Boom. There's... Oh, crap. We misplayed our Mortar. That's okay. We still are going to stop the Hog Rider, at least from getting damage. Bad misplay, but that's okay. But let's go ahead and cycle some Spear Goblins on this side. And then let's play our Skeleton Barrel just to be annoying. and we'll kind of see what he does. And then let's split our Goblin gang in the back. Let's go ahead and just chill for a second. We can go ahead and play the Mortar here. I'm going to play the Knight as well, just to kind of help out with everything. We can go ahead and log to get rid of that stuff. And then the Knight should stop that one Ice Spirit. Let's go ahead and get a little Prince here. Let's wait a second. Let's go ahead and Evil Mortar here to pull that Hog Rider. The Skeleton Barrel should take out that cannon. And then let's go ahead and play our Goblin gang as well there, just to keep the pressure up. We are going to get some Spear Goblins on the tower. That is huge damage. That damage is massive. Let's go ahead and get the Evil Knight here. We just want to keep that damage up and keep that pressure up on him. And then he's going to go for another Hog Rider. That was a bad time for a Hog Rider. I don't know why he tried to predict with the log as well. That's going to give us some amazing Skeleton Barrel damage. And then our Spear Goblins are going in as well. He does have those Evil Skellies there, so we have to be careful of them, but that's okay. And then we are up in damage at this point. So we do just have to kind of play solid defense, I think, and then we can get this win. Let's go ahead and play the Knight here. And then let's cycle another Skeleton Barrel. He's going to go for a Hog Musketeer. Let's go ahead and play the Goblin gang to defend. He went for the log prediction, but it didn't work out. And then that's smart of him to be playing the other lane, though, I won't lie, because I think he's figured out that we can just keep getting Mortar chip damage every single time he plays a Hog Rider. I'm going to save my Mortar right now. There's no point in playing it too early. And then why don't we go ahead and start to cycle a Knight on this lane. Let's wait and see what he does. Let's go ahead and Goblin gang on this side. Maybe, no, he hasn't given up. He's going for a slow push though. Okay, we're going to LP right here. And then let's go ahead and play the Evil Mortar right here to pull. And then let's get the Evil Knight on this side in case he tries to go for like a split Hog Rider push. And then we are going to get some more chip damage on the tower. Skeleton Barrel is on the tower, so we can just go ahead and poison. That's a good game, and let's give him a good. Alright, you guys, I wanted to take the time to show you guys a replay so I can kind of talk over it and explain the matchup a little bit better, because I do feel like some people really struggle against Egiant. It is an annoying deck, and I feel like going against Egiant is the perfect example of how to play Mortarbait and a lot of the, technical things. So as you can see here, I'm just defending. It's nothing really crazy, but when you're playing against Egiant, one of the main things that you need to do 100% is you need to save your counters. And what I mean by that is Egiant is really good at playing the Egiant and then just pulling all of your counters into the Egiant, right? How many times have you guys tried to defend an Egiant and then they just spam Lightning or Void or Tornado, right? And it's so annoying. So the key thing that you have to do there is you kind of have to be patient and save your counters. So you play one counter, then you play another counter, and you just wait for them to counter your defensive cards before you play another one. You don't want to play them all at once, and you don't want to panic, because the reality is Egiant is slow. All right, so you guys will see exactly what I mean by that in a second here. So we're just defending, and every time I'm defending, I'm using my Spear Goblins almost as if they're like a little Prince. I'm playing them pretty much in the exact same spot as I would play my little Prince. You see in the bottom, the bottom right corner, kind of beside my tower, and I'm doing that because the Spear Goblins are great for counter pushes. They're great for a little bit of chip damage, and that's how you win games, all right? Is getting chip damage with Mortarbait. That's the 90% of the time you're going to win because you were able to out chip your opponent, not because you're going to get a massive push. You'll see here he goes for the King Tower activation. It really doesn't matter. I'm really not worried about that. And he's going to void my Mortar. And unfortunately, the one thing about Mortarbait is, you can play cards to defend your Mortar, like you could play your Spear Goblins to defend your Mortar from the void, but the reality is you're only going to save it from one shot because the Spear Goblins still get one-shotted even if they stop the void. So, it doesn't make a ton of sense to protect your Mortar, at least in single elixir, all the time, especially because, if you play your Goblin gang that's 3 elixir, it's probably going to run out of the way of the Mortar in the time anyways, so your Mortar will still go down. It just kind of sucks. So I'm not over defending my Mortar at any means, and I'm going to play my Low Prince in the back here because I know if I overexert myself, I'm going to get absolutely slammed by an Egiant opposite lane or something. I go for the Mortar here. He goes for the Evil Bomber. That was kind of unfortunate. I should have been more aware of that. I should have had that in my head that he was back to the Evil Bomber, but at least I had my log ready. And at this point, I played the Spear Goblins left side because I didn't want to play into the cannon, and there's his Egiant. So I play the high Mortar, and the reason why I'm doing it right there is in case they have Lightning. Obviously, I wasn't aware of the fact if he had Lightning in this matchup or not because, I wasn't paying attention. I'm brain dead, but you'll see that. And then after he used the Tornado, I play the Spear Goblins way up high on the right side, and that keeps them out of the way of the Egiant so that he can't get any more value. And you'll see that the Egiant took a while to get to my Mortar, and then take my Mortar down, and then get to my tower. And that's the perfect way that you want to play. Play the Mortar. Don't stress or anything. You just play the Mortar to pull it, and then you play one counter, wait for the Tornado, and then you play another counter. And you'll see here, I have the Evil Mortar down because I was able to get a counter push off. you know, as soon as you defend the Egiant, you want to try to get some damage out of it, especially because they have to defend your counter push. And then I do get the win here. So I really wanted to show you guys this replay because I just feel like it's very informative. But let's go on into that. Alright, you guys, for this last matchup, I also wanted to show you guys a replay against bridge spam. Now, if you guys do like these replays, let me know down in the comments. If you'd rather just have live matches only, let me know. I'm only going to do this occasionally. It's once in a while that I'll give you guys replays. I just want to try to help you guys get better at Mortarbait. That's all. That's the only reason why I do it. So if you don't like it, let me know, because then there's no point in doing it, obviously. But against bridge spam, you know, one, it's a very popular deck, so you guys are definitely going to go against it. But two, you know, it's one of those decks that I feel like a lot of people struggle with when it comes down to it, because I don't think they understand, you know, the power of bridge spam. Now, this guy is going to get a ton of Royal Ghost damage off the start because I was an idiot and I was not paying attention. For some reason, I thought that my Spear Goblins were going to pull the Royal Ghost, but I had misplayed them and I didn't even realize that. And then, of course, this guy has the Mother Witch as well. So I was getting punished at the start, which sucks. But that's okay because I do make the comeback because, you know, Benny is the GOAT. Like, never give up on Benny. If you guys are seeing it, you know, Benny's making a comeback. So this guy, when I'm playing against bridge spam, one of the things that you do have to realize is that typically you can outspell cycle them. So it's not like you need to do anything too crazy to get damage. Does that mean you want to play defense the whole game? Heck no. You never want to do that, especially against bridge spam, because they'll just build up a massive push and absolutely slam you. Okay, so I'm not saying that you want to play defense off the start, but what I am saying is, you know, you don't have to overextend sometimes. Sometimes it just makes sense to, you know, play very passive, get a little chip damage, and then out defend them, because they have no spell damage to, you know, win the game unless they have poison. Some bridge spams do have poison, but even if they have poison, you can 100% outcycle them. So you'll see here, you know, I'm just playing the game. I'm playing my cards as we go. I'm going to play the Knight right in front of the Demolisher. That's the best way to counter the Demolisher, is to play the Knight in front of it before your tower starts shooting at it, especially if you're using Cannoneer. And the reason for that is because you want the Cannoneer to shoot it while it's running so that it doesn't reach the tower. If you do it beforehand, the Cannoneer might delay, it'll run away from your Knight, and then it'll get on your tower. It's a weird interaction, I know, but just trust me, that's the best way to counter it, at least unless you have a building to pull it. So I'm going to use my log here. I'm going to try to take out the Mother Witch and the Ram. And, you know, one of the biggest things that you need to do when you're playing against P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam is make sure that you use your Mortar to pull the Battle Ram, especially the Evil Battle Ram. The Evil Battle Ram is scary, man. It is terrifying, so that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. But at this point, I just want to keep, you know, I want to outcycle him and I want to keep chipping down. So he's going to go for the Mother Witch. I'm going to poison her every single time I can, just because you want to get that Mother Witch down so that she can't take out your Goblin gang and Spear Goblins and stuff. And at this point, I'm a little afraid, don't get me wrong. So I'm going to have to log to interrupt the Battle Ram, and it doesn't get on the tower, thankfully. And I'm just going to spam cards down so that those barbs do not get on my tower. And I'm terrified that he has Zap, but we're chilling, we're okay. And here comes, you know, where the real beauty of the match comes, okay? And so he's going to go for the P.E.K.K.A. in the back. And as soon as he does that, I realize that I'm going to have to play defense because, you know, I don't have the elixir to punish him. He was way up in elixir on me, so I go for the defensive Mortar, and I play it to the same side as the P.E.K.K.A. The reason for that is if he goes for a Battle Ram behind the P.E.K.K.A. and I have it one to the left, the Mortar is not going to catch the Battle Ram. I'm going to log and then Evil Knight on that left side. You know, nothing too crazy. I'm using my log to interrupt the Battle Ram every chance I get. And here, I do have to use my Mortar defensively. The reason why I did that is because it was my best pulling card with the Demolisher being there. And then I'm going to let my Knight take it out, and he has another Royal Ghost, so I'm going to split my Goblin gang here for the Royal Ghost, and then I'm just going to log the Battle Ram so that it goes down, and then we can play some Spear Goblins for those barbs. But at this point, I'm realizing that I'm going to win as long as I don't give him a ton of damage. So I sacrifice my Little Prince here, and I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm going for the Mortar because I don't want to let him sit back and start a slow push, but I'm not doing anything crazy above that, and I'm going for poison chip damage every single chance I get. He goes for the Mother Witch there, and the Mortar gets a shot on it, which was kind of, you know, I don't know why he played the Mother Witch there. I think he was trying to predict me. But as soon as he played that Mother Witch, I know I can go in for a Skeleton Barrel and get some good chip damage out of it, because he has to let the Skeleton Barrel get on the tower to zap it. So every time I can just play the Skeleton Barrel, get a bit of chip damage, and I'm chilling. I don't know why he didn't Evil Zap the Skeleton Barrel. That was kind of crazy of him, and honestly, like, I mean, we're going to win no matter what, but that was still pretty crazy damage for him to give up. I did let the Bandit get on my tower, but that's okay. And then I'm going to log the Evil Battle Ram, and I'm pulling everything to the middle, keeping my Little Prince in the middle, and every single time that Ram comes out, I'm trying to use my Mortar to stop it, because then the Barbarians go down. It's absolutely chaotic right now, but we're going to log. We're getting a really good defense in. We get the Evil Knight down. Mother Witch does get a bit of chip damage on the tower, but that's okay, because then we're going to go for a Skeleton Barrel, and then I'm going to start poison cycling again, because it's so low that we're going to chill. And If you guys haven't noticed yet, the trick to defending is always having my little prince down and trying to pull everything into the little prince and using my mortar just to pause and delay. But anyways, guys, that's going to be game. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one.